So I promise this will be the last vlog for tonight because 4 is a lot. And who knows who's actually going to watch this. But I realized another thing, which is like creating titles for your vlogs, it's really hard. And also, I think to like become famous, you have to, oh, I have wine on my mouth. To become famous, you have to like hashtag things or like tag things. And I don't know how to do that. Well, I think I do, but I don't know what to tag my videos under. So that's not going to go very well for me. But I did just like, you know, want to do a real vlog where I talk about some dating stuff. And so once I find it, I'm going to just go through a conversation that Eric and I were having about dating and what we look for in dating. So, number one, I said that I think that it's funny that all these guys always complain that girls are basic and all their profiles look the same and blah blah blah. And when I look at Bumble profiles, it's like literally I see the same things. So for guys, I see that they put in their height and then half of them will follow it with because this is the most important thing. And like, yes, but no, not really, not at all. Not to like a real person, your height is not the most important thing. So number one, I see that. And then I see like to go, like to be outdoors, or like to hike. And they always say that girls say that, and I just find it very interesting because I see a lot of male profiles with the same things. And then like they enjoy sports, or like they enjoy a sports team, and they like to travel, and like all this stuff. Like they have very basic profiles, like the same way that women do, because like people like what they like, and it just happens that men like to put their height in their profiles and then tell you that they like sports, and then you know, whatever. So I thought that's interesting. And then I just sometimes I can't. Sometimes Bumble like really depresses me, and then sometimes it's like, oh, these guys are all really cute and they're like decent human beings, but I don't know. I wanted to find this conversation where Eric and I were making unrealistic expectations for what we look for in men. And speaking of looking for in men, I was talking about Bumble profiles and like how quick I am to judge them. And so like I judge based on like, can I pronounce your name, which is horrible, but also kind of valid. And then it's not the first thing I judge, but actually the first thing I judge is like whether or not you're able to upload not the same picture. So like people who have the same picture uploaded multiple times, I'm like, you don't know how to internet, bye, because I'm so good at interneting. And then like if it says if they have a profile or not is like important to me, because it's like how much effort are you actually putting into this, like and then like I'm not a detective, so I should be able to figure out which one you are in your group of friends, and you shouldn't just like upload a bunch of group pictures, because like again, I'm not a detective, I'm a banker. Like I'm smart, but like I'm not playing detective. Like I don't want to have to figure out which one you are. You have to at least upload like some selfies. And then like if you're mirror picking still, it's 2017, that's what the reverse camera is for. If I can vlog in a reverse camera, you can take a selfie. And then, you know, like what your bio says, but like these people, it's just so ridiculous sometimes. This conversation is crazy. So Eric and I were talking about like how she wants to seriously date and how I want to be supportive of her. And because she said, so this is how the conversation started. I'm 30 and I'm officially giving up and coming to terms with being single and dying alone. And I was like, you're being dramatic, because she was. And I was like, people get married like later, except those weirdos who marry young because, you know, support. And then I said we could find men, but like we'd have to put in effort. And like, I know personally, like, I'm getting out of it what I put into online dating. Like, I'm not putting that much effort into it, and I'm not getting a lot of out of it because, again, I'm not putting that much effort. So, like, I'm getting what I'm receiving, or I'm receiving what I'm putting in, and I feel like that might be the same way for her. So I was like, if you want to do this, like, you have to actually try. And she was like, how do we try? And I was like, without using energy? Like, I don't know how to try without using energy. And she was like, no, like, really, how do we try? And my cat just, hi. So she's like, no, I'm gonna start putting energy in. And I was like, okay, great. So she's like, can't I just go out with friends and like start a conversation with a good looking stranger? And I was like, you can, but like, you have to go out with your single friends and not your married friends. Sorry, I'm putting my wine off my bed. So I'm like, you have to go out with your single friends, not your married friends. And you have to tell them to like not look so bitchy. And then like, that's me. I'm the one that looks bitchy. And she said like, some of my single friends like just want to go get wasted. Like, they're younger than I am. Like, they're not looking to get married. And so like, I need someone who's like supportive of me trying to be in a relationship. And I was like, well, like, we can't just like go to Tequila Cowboy and stand in the back room if every weekend and expect to meet people. Like, we have to go to like happy hours and like socialize and like be adults. And she was like, that's why you're my human. Because I said that I would, I said, I'll do this for you, but I will be slightly miserable doing it. She said, that's why you're my human. We were talking about how work's dumb. And then we got into this conversation of like what we want and set these ridiculous expectations. And where is it? I said, I don't want to date someone, but I don't want to just like hook up randomly, but I still want to like, don't talk to me too much, and I still need attention, but don't be annoying. And she was like, it's tough. It's like, give me attention, but on my terms when I want it, but don't bother me. And I was like, exactly, but also I can't text first all the time, so like, don't bother me, but also bother me. And she's like, exactly, like, I want you to come to me and give me attention, but if I don't want it, then you have to go away. Also, you can't talk to any other girls, and even when I don't want to talk to you. And I was like, right, but like, don't get clingy. And sometimes I want to hang out and not talk. Like, we get together and then go to bed. But like, don't touch me. And no cuddling unless I want to cuddle. And then like 5 minutes of cuddling. And she was like, exactly. Like, I want to set the terms and the amount of time I want to spend in any sort of cuddling or hand holding or kissing cuteness, but only when I want it and as much as I want it. And if I tell you to leave me alone, leave me alone, but like only a little bit and don't ignore me. And I was like, perfect. She's like, where are those guys at? And I was like, they don't exist because that's insane. And she was like, I feel like we're fine, just like have high expectations. And I was like, I wouldn't want someone to tell me that I could only talk to them when they wanted me to talk to them. So like, maybe we have to like, we're asking like a little bit much. So, you know, then we decided that we were gonna like put in effort, or she was gonna put in effort, and I was gonna support her putting in effort. And she's met someone that has a 4-letter name, and I'm gonna try to remember his name. And no offense to her, because she's gonna watch this, but it might only last like 2 months. And I'm gonna continue to like attempt to date, but not really attempt to date. And then maybe I'll find love through my vlogging career. Or maybe I'll find love through online dating, or meeting a stranger, or who knows. I'm open to all the options. I am not actively pursuing anything, but I'm also not actively turning anything away. No, wait. This could end up weird. I would like to meet people in person or through online dating and not through YouTube. And like in my state and in my area, and they can't murder me. I don't know if you've heard, but I don't want to be murdered. I think online dating is like literally every time I do anything online, I'm like, this is how I get murdered. And I think it's so scary. But also, like, I work so much, like, I don't know how to meet people, but I'm also like terrified of being murdered. I also watch like a lot of like crime shows, like, and like I've been binge watching CSI, and then I also like I binge watched Law and Order SVU, so I've seen every episode of it, and so I'm pretty terrified of being murdered. Like really terrified of it, and online dating terrifies me. So that's why I'm like actively pursuing it, but not actively pursuing it because I'm afraid to get murdered. So if you have any tips of not to get murdered, also open to those. And I promise this will be the last video I upload tonight. But I just wanted to get you like a little feel of my life and how my expectations are like up here, all the way up, but my reality is down here. So we'll see.